My name is Philip Stinnes. I'm the manager of the Cal State Fullerton Startup Incubator. We've been around for about a decade, and for 10 years, we've been helping startups through kind of the same process, which is the lean startup process. We've been helping people. What we do when you decide to join our incubator is we help you for 6 months. We pair you with a mentor. That mentor will work with you and check in with you and kind of guide you through that process. But our main objective is to actually help you get into revenue. Or if you are looking for investor funds, we can help you with that. We can help you create that investor pitch deck and go out and go seek investment funds. So, but basically go through the whole, I call it the napkin idea, all the way to minimum viable product to actually launching. And that is our hope with our incubator. So if you're interested in that, I will put more information in our chat. And please do apply. Please do send me a message, and I'm happy to talk with you further offline. Travis, why don't you go ahead and queue up our speaker today?
Hello, good evening from Nigeria here, and I know it's evening than yours. Today is your one of your own, Tabitha Ngozi. I'm from Nigeria, and I'll be teaching on decisive leadership in uncertainty. And but before I go on, I want to thank Travis. I want to thank Philip. I want to thank Victor, and I also want to thank Jern. I am also happy to be a part of this beautiful community and also for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge and idea with every one of us. So today, let's quickly go into what we have. In today's fast-changing world, uncertainty is the part of every decision. Leaders who make decisions under pressure have an edge because the world is evolving. So as it is evolving, it's expected for us to also involve with it, especially the young startups, entrepreneurs, business owners, organizations, and all that. Now, whether you're running a startup or managing a small business or even maybe you're teaching entrepreneurship, it's also important to know how to blend data and your feeling. They call it gut feeling or your intuition, which is very an important key for progress. Now, this will also show you how to make strong and confident decision. Maybe when you are posed with something very difficult, or maybe you don't have a clear view of what you're doing or a clear view of the future. So having this balancing of data and your intuition is really going to give you an edge. Now let's understand what uncertainty is all about. What is uncertainty? Uncertainty is more than just a risk, it's the unknowing. You really don't know what is going to happen in the future or what is even going to happen now. So it's an open field where something unexpected challenges may meet new opportunities. For example, okay, you just started up a business and you're just going and you really don't know when your opportunity will come, but you are posed with very difficulty in marketing, difficulty in your operations, difficulty in your leadership, and so many things, depending on the kind of business you're doing. So when a market trends shifts, or when problem seems to be unsolvable, leaders who knows or who sees uncertainty as a chance and not as a challenge, who sees uncertainty as a chance, learn to adapt and come out from it. But first of all, you need to recognize that every decision you make is a chance to grow. Refine your strategy and prepare for the next challenge. I want you to know this. A keynote in this. I'm supposed to be sharing my screen, but let me go ahead. I want you to know this. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It is the place where great ideas are born. Not knowing what to do or being confronted with a very difficult situation is not a problem. Rather see it as an opportunity. to adapt, re-strategize, and you see yourself creating innovative ideas. For example, I was confronted with a challenge during when I was starting GoQuest Consulting Services, and I really don't know how to navigate through the market because I saw so many great, big, brand knowing organizations, consultants. Yeah, they have so many great names, and I'm just a little fly, just trying to pitch, you know. So I was just like, how am I going to navigate through these big organizations? What can I do that they don't have or they don't do? What makes me different from them? How can I break through the markets? What do I have? What can be that my unique selling point that can make me, navigate through the hurdles of the consulting market firm? I really don't know what to do. That's the truth. But I said to myself, this is an opportunity for me to create something unique, something different from what other people are doing. Of course, I also maybe I studied the competitors. I tried to see what they are doing, but still I wasn't satisfied. I did my market research. I carried out customer feedback. I carried out qualitative analysis, quantitative analysis, everything, but I wasn't okay because I was still looking out for something very unique. How can I break the camel's back? How can I navigate through the hurdles of this, other firms? What can I do for them to say, who is this upcoming organization? Go and find out what you are doing different. So I came up with an idea. In my country, we have so many entrepreneurs who wants to grow. They want to do something for the economy. They want to increase economic growth and likewise increase their own self. And there are so many graduates who are out of jobs in my country, Nigeria. So, and I said, okay, what can I do different to back up my consulting services? What can I do to show that I can actually be a competitor to other consulting firms? I look into the involving the innovative ideas that are coming up. I carried out my research. I saw so many things. Then I come to a conclusion with my instincts. So strong about it, telling me that most of our African young Africans and graduates in our country or in my country, they lack our digital skills. Most of them are into traditional marketing and traditional business. So I have to sit down and I thought and I think rather, beg your pardon, I think and I think and I think. I said, digital education, what can I do? How can I nurture or bring in these innovative ideas? How can I tell people this your business you're doing traditionally, you have a space for it is good, but you can still get or reach wider audience if you know the necessary skill, the tools, and the process for you to do what, for you to navigate your market and make your market more visible to people all over the world, not just to people that you know alone, but you can also get customers online. Then I sat down, I started doing my research on digital education, on how to teach skills, on how to build entrepreneurial skills from your from knowing how to scale your business and to making a profitable a business. So that actually helped me because before it was a challenge. The idea of me starting up my business was dying. It was dying. I was scared because the consulting services out there, they are huge, they are big. I'm just somebody who just came out from a place and I'm not yet even very, very qualified to stand with them. But I didn't allow that fear to kill my vision or to make me feel insecure or to even destroy my self-esteem. Rather, I faced it with every confidence that I have, seeing that this is not a challenge for me, but an opportunity. So every uncertainty that you may have come across as an entrepreneur is a opportunity, or it's an opportunity for you to grow and for you to dive and make more money from it. So that gave me a very good edge, and right now I must tell you I'm enjoying it. I'm teaching schools, I'm teaching high schools, I'm teaching graduates, undergraduates, even business owners on how to navigate the digital world, giving them insights, tools, upskilling them, and even making them feel that they can go beyond the normal traditional role. So it's great, and I'm happy. So that's actually made me to come up with this topic. Everybody has something guiding them. You may have your intuition might be strong, it might not be strong, and most of you might have a good intuition, but you don't know how to manage them. You don't know how to listen to your intuition, and likewise. And some of us depend on data, and most people maybe make use of the data for their decision. But if you balance two together, you may not actually fall out. Okay, so balancing data-driven insights with your entrepreneurial intuition. Now let's look at that. Data-driven insights. What is data? What is people keep saying data, data. What is data? Data-driven insights, these are numbers or charts or real-time information given to you to give you a clear picture of the present situation of your business or of the market trend. Data can help you understand customer behaviors, market trends, okay, and performance metrics. They form the backbone of informed decision, giving you the confidence in your strategy. All right, it just gives you a clear picture of where to invest or what to do or what markets to go into or the opportunities that are in your field or your space. That is what data do, and you can get data from diverse form. You can carry out a pool under qualitative, you can carry out quantitative and market analysis, you can ask for feedback from your customers, you can carry out interviews, questionnaires, okay. You can also carry out under quantitative, you can carry out social media polls, your Instagram poll are there, LinkedIn polls are there, and you can also ask questions, maybe using other various forms. So those are how to get data, and those data help you to know where to invest time, money, and know where opportunities are, and also we know where pit holes to avoid in your business. But now let's look into entrepreneurial intuition. What is entrepreneurial intuition? Entrepreneurial intuition at the same time has many decisions as depend on experience. Entrepreneurial intuition has to do with creative thinking. Entrepreneurial intuition has to do with also instincts. What is your mind telling you? What is your gut telling you about this? This is a gut feeling or an instinct feeling that comes from years of hard work, experience, trial and errors, learning from both success and failure. And it's also your intuition can come from articles, research that you have made, articles that you've read, discussion from fellow business workers. Intuition help you to see patterns that number alone might miss. So intuition is also a very good tool to have. It shows you what the numbers, what data cannot show. Intuition gives you the insights. Now, key point on this is the goal is to let data inform your decision while also trusting in the lessons learned from your personal experience. When these two forces work together, you gain a very powerful edge. So those are the difference. But you don't need to rely on data. alone. When you rely on data alone, you may not see the pitfall ahead, which intuition can help you detect. And you're not supposed to also to rely on your intuition alone. So it is important to marry them, balance them together for you to have an informed word or make an informed decision. Now let's discuss on balancing framework for making high stake decision. To help you combine these two forces, data driven insights and your intuition, I make use of what we call balance framework. There are so many framework you can use. The other people can use insights. Many other persons make use of different framework that works for you. But I make use of balance, BALANCE, balance framework, the balance framework. Now, I'm going to explain the balance framework step by step, which will guide you in making your decision. Now, balance, alphabet B. B in balance means break down the problem. Now, how can you break down the problem? Take a step back, look at the situation or the issue in a simple part. The problem that you're facing, the uncertainty that poses as a problem to you, you have to sit back, take a look at it in a simple way. Ask, what are the key elements of this change? If I go into this, what is the possible outcome from it? For example, you have maybe $500 and from your revenue, and there is an opportunity for you to invest it in maybe in something great, but the truth is there is a risk for you to get your money back, or there's a risk of failure, or in that you want to invest. Maybe it can be a stock. Maybe there's a risk of the stock may not appreciate in so time, maybe in 6 months time, and the revenue you needed it in 3 months time, and you're working to see how you can make this decision quickly as possible because there is a time limit to it. So you have to take a step back and look into the issue in a simple way and ask, if I do this, what is the possible outcome? What is the challenge? The challenge is I need this revenue for investment in my organization, but there's an outside opportunity that if I invest this $500, that in 6 months time I might be getting $2,000, but I need this money now. And what is the possibility that in 6 months time I will get my $2,000 back? So these are all uncertainties and problems that comes in as a business person and as an entrepreneur. So I'll go to the next alphabet in balance, which is A. Analyze available data. Gather and review all the numbers and facts available. Every fact that's available in the business or in the investment you want to make, gather every fact together and keep your analysis clear and to the point. The next alphabet in balance, we have L. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your mind. What is your mind telling you? What is your intuition telling you? What is your gut telling you? Reflect on the personal experience. If you had a different experience before now, just think about what that experience is all about. Consider what your feeling or your intuition is telling you about the situation. Then the next alphabet, we have the A in balance. A. Ask for feedback. Talk to your team members if you have, talk to your friend if you have, talk to your colleague, talk to your mentor, talk to somebody or even your peers, someone that is outside your business or outside who doesn't have a knowledge of what you want to do. View and make the person see what you are not seeing. Make the person see what you're missing. Then the next alphabet is N. navigate your option. What do I mean by that? Listen, list your options, weigh both the solid evidence and your inner sense of course, of which your mind must have told you something. Weigh them. Which one is more in weight? Which one has a solid background? And then you can now think of what works best. Then after you must have weighed, is data-driven insight more heavier than the intuition that I'm having? The data I've seen so far, with the feedback I've gotten so far, is it so big than what I am thinking in my mind? From that, you go to the next alphabet, which is C. Choose and act immediately. Pick the option that looks most promising, that the risk is slow or small or low, that doesn't actually have a higher risk. Then act quickly but carefully. Act quickly but what carefully. Then the last alphabet there is what? E. Evaluate and learn. After you act, review the outcome. Every result offers a lesson to refine your future. So when you have acted, you review the outcome. Understand what is the feedback from people, the reason why you invested on this, the reason for this decision, what are people saying about it. Use this balance framework as your map. With each step, you prepare yourself to better handle the twists and the turns on your entrepreneurial journey. So, after the end of this section, if you need um, this resource, I can make it available to Travis or Philip for maybe references for more better understanding. Okay, so before we go on, let's quickly see some real world examples of people who made use of both data balancing and intuition for them to become successful leaders and business owners. Now, for example, let's consider example one, a startup success story. A young tech startup in my country suddenly faced a market demand. Okay, and the founder examined customer data, for example, and noted a shift in their preferences. Okay, at the same time, their personal experience suggested that a new market is fast emerging, but listening to their instincts while carefully checking the numbers made their product turn. So it is important also to how will I put it? What will I say? It's important to actually jot down things that you experience as a young person and also as an entrepreneur. Every experience, disappointment, opportunities that comes your way is important to note them down. I have a jotter, I call it my word. Yes, the word though is kind of funny, but it's just like everything happening to me as a person, I write them down, and this helped me to have an informed decision because I'm writing both my challenges, my fears, opportunities, and also my strengths. So this will give you an insight to carry out what a very good decision. All right, something happened recently, but maybe because of time, I'm not actually going to that. But the whole scenario or the whole thing we're talking about is understand when to act, when your gut feeling needs to act, and also understand when data needs to act. And when both of them fail, then don't go into that business. One of the two must give you a guiding light or a compass for you to take that leap of faith. So it's important for us to also understand that we need to research our data insights. Now, I think that should be maybe the next line. research, data, insights. I happen to be reading an article on Harvard Business School on the importance of leading it, which is one of the leading institutions when it comes to business. And I discovered that so many reports that so many companies led by decision makers um, pair data with experience, and they perform better in this our fast changing world. Um, about I think about 30% of the studies shows that startup make use of this balanced approach in decision making. And I happen to make use of it, and it's actually worked for me. Okay, and it's something I don't know, it's something that I think that most people should actually look into. Let's just forget about the norms of the society. Oh, it's a must you must use data. It's a must you must carry out your market research. Yes, it's very important. It will give you the opportunities. But what about if after carrying out those data analysis and research, and but your gut feeling is telling you, do it this way, because everybody's created with something unique that makes us different from each other, that makes me different from Travis, that makes Travis different from Philip, that makes Philip different from Victor. That is why everybody has diverse idea. Whatever gut feeling we have gives us the ideas that we bring in today. Innovation starts from the mind. So there are things that we have that most people don't have. That is why we need people together. That is why we need teamwork. The team that we work with gives different ideas, and those ideas is what help us make good decision. But for a startups, a founder who is just starting, just you alone, it is important for you to embrace this balance framework. Carry out your research on data, okay, and also listen to your words, your gut feeling. Now, in conclusion, embrace uncertainty. See uncertainty as a chance to grow, not a setback. Balance is key. Make use of both personal insights and guide your words. Decision. Follow the framework. You can get a framework that works for you. Balance worked for me. It can also work for you. Break down the problems, analyze data, listen to your goals, ask for feedback, navigate your options, and act decisively. Then you learn from your results. Also, you can learn from what? Sources. Look at other people, what they are doing, people in your industry. Look at what they are doing. How are they doing it? How are they achieving their goals? You can quickly do what? Look at them. Study them. Study your competitors. Study what makes them different and unique. And see how you can merge your experience and your learning insights. But don't you borrow, but don't be like that. Don't lose yourself in the process, but rather pick their ideas to enhance what you have already. So I want to thank you again for listening, and if you have any question, please kindly ask. Thank you, Tabitha. God bless you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tabitha. I know, Tabitha, you're also in our queue, so I just want to say thank you for this wonderful presentation. Does anybody have some questions? Why don't you go ahead and take yourself off mute, and if you like, you can put yourself on video as well and ask. So Tabitha is here to answer your questions. All right, well, Patricia says thank you. Thank you, Patricia. Okay, we have a question in the, oh yes, by the way, you are very welcome to put things into the chat as well. Eric has a question. Earlier in the presentation, you said that there were two things that kill businesses. Could you go over that again?
Okay, thank you very much, Philip, for that question. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Thanks for the question. so many things kill businesses, not just two things. Many of them kill businesses. One, if you're not original with your thoughts, and if you're not original with your ideas, if you don't know where you're going, if you do not know how to, have an informed decision, it can actually kill your business. And as a startup or as a founder, there are things you have to put in place before you start your business. It's important we carry out our research. You research your market, you research your customers, you research your industry, know what they're doing and what they're not doing. And when you don't have this research in hand and you just dive into and just start doing business, you can also be carried away with when the big shark comes in, it just swallow you up. So there are so many things that kill business. But I'm just talking about how to balance framework with your intuition. Like everybody seated out here now have something going through their mind. Before you started the startup incubator, it actually was a feeling inside of you. That's the truth. It started with a feeling. What can I do different? What does the society need? What does Center for Entrepreneurship need right now? What does the student need? The world is evolving. We don't just need to end up in our normal white collar jobs or corporate organizations. Entrepreneurship is booming. Entrepreneurship is key. It was a feeling. You started it just like a spark. Then you what did you do? You go for your research, you try to research what is the trending things happening for entrepreneurship, what do people need? How can I make entrepreneurship a goal to then and also you match that with the feeling that you had. And that gave you the best beautiful startup incubator, which I'm speaking on today. So many things kills businesses, but we're here, we're talking about how to balance framework and intuition. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Yes. Eric said, thank you. Wonderful.
Philip, can you hear me?
Yes, JJ, please.
So thank you very much for the presentation. It was a very logical framework to make decisions and to interact with people, whether they're partners, employees, or customers. Does your plan change when someone is angry? So you've got to make a decision. You're working with someone else, and they're angry. They could be listening. They may not. How might you modify your approach, if at all?
Okay, if I got you right, you are angry and you're speaking to partners and you try to be logical and they are not listening. Will your approach change or not?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jenny. Actually, yes, your approach would definitely change, but your approach is not changing to fight them. No. All you need to find is what would get their attention. Like the way, for example, we are in we call our site beer parlor, a club or something. You're trying to pitch your business, and people are actually not listening. You don't need to fight them. Okay, all you need to do is find the weak points, study what gets their attention. Whatever that took their attention away is actually what you could use to bring the attention back. If they are maybe they're focused on football, they're playing rockets, they're playing cricket or whatever thing you're sitting looking at or talking about, you can quickly dive into those topic, find a way to give reasons on the topic you're discussing, if it is relevant, and find a way to mirror the topic to what you're actually telling them. Sometimes people doesn't want to listen to so many blah 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 things. They just need something casual, something mild, something great. That makes us human. We are built in. We are not static, we are dynamic. For example, if I want to pitch you Johnny, my business is. I just have to go into research, know what Johnny likes, what makes him interesting, and I should have that in the back of my mind before coming to you from first time. Yes, it's good to study people you talk to. Like Philip, Philip is always busy. He doesn't reply to email on time. Should I shout at him? No. But I just have to find out why he doesn't reply email on time and take it slow with him. Uh, but okay, for example, again, Travis replies email. He replies email so well. Now that makes everybody unique. Just find out what the attention that the person needs, and what the person actually wants. That can actually give us an edge. And the approach should match with what the person actually wants. You're not changing yourself. You're not changing who you are. You are not getting lost or getting carried away. Rather, you are trying to build and evolve with the dynamics of the world and with the dynamic nature of humans. I don't know if that answers your question, John.
That's helpful. Thank you. Back to you, Philip.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. We have time for other questions. Are there any other questions? If you liked, you can unmute yourself and ask, or write in the chat, and we can go ahead and ask Tabitha.
Hey Tabitha, really love the video. What time is it there where you're at?
Oh, wow, it's pretty late. It's 2:42 a.m. I'm whispering so that I won't wake up my neighbors.
That is very late. Yeah, it's 8:42 here, and I think Gary, you're in Japan, right? Oh, you're on mute.
Actually, I teach in Japan. However, I live in Chino Hills.
Oh, okay.
So I attend, or I do in-person teaching first 2 weeks of the semester, and then I come home and do the online, and then the last 2 weeks of the semester I'm back in Japan.
Cool.
Wow.
That's quite the experience.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, definitely.
That is super cool. Well, we have quite the international array of people here, and that's the beauty of online. So, are there any other questions? If not, I'll just wait for another minute or two and see if you have any other questions for Tabitha.
Tabitha, do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I do. Oh, I want to thank you, Travis. Thank you, Philip. This initiative is beautiful. Okay. The question I have is this. Everything is happening online, and it's little disappointing for me when I see in-person programs which I cannot attend because I'm far, far away. But I'm just saying, if this in-person programs or sections goes on, can we please make available opportunities for virtual? That will give me rather a satisfaction that I actually belong to a beautiful community. That's number one. Number two, startup incubator. I want it to be in Nigeria. Nigeria is a beautiful place. You can invest in that. Young entrepreneurs everywhere, and they're just looking for where to learn what to do and how to grow. So I don't know how that's possible, Travis. That's all for now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Being global, it's different times for everybody. One of the maybe the only good thing that really came out of COVID was that we do a lot more asynchronous stuff now. So I think doing more of that will help us, connect more across the globe. So maybe, you could make the video, somebody else could watch it, and then, we could pick a couple of times, maybe when it's in the morning for you and in the evening. And one of those times will match up with pretty much everybody across the globe. And we could have like a conversation like we're having right now. That's the only solution I can think of off the top of my head. Beyond that, beyond, we get rid of time zones and we all, synchronize up together, which that's never going to happen. But yeah, Philip, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, maybe we have an AI version of ourselves and then we don't, we could just have our avatar. We do have one other question, Tabitha,
Okay.
if you're up for it. So I think this will be
Yes,
the
sure,
last
sure.
question.
Okay.
So anybody else, make sure to put it into the chat. Otherwise, it's the last question. Tabitha, do you
Okay.
think having conviction is more important than making a decision? Or do you think it's more important to have a backup plan and be flexible? And that's
Okay. Thank you very much for that beautiful question. Conviction is important. Like, I want to be honest. Something happened to me this year. When I started GoQuest Academy, I happened to see somebody who wants to invest, but I wasn't convinced for it because he had an ulterior motive. Okay. Conviction is important as a human being, but as a business person, it's important also to be very, very flexible. When you rely on conviction alone, you end up making mistakes and missing opportunities. But as a person who is knowledgeable, that is where wisdom comes in. You should know when to, be flexible and when to also be convinced about something. So it works in pari passu. One can't do without the other. So I would say, depending the nature of the situation or the nature of the business certainty around it, if it warrants conviction to work, then conviction should work. If it warrants flexibility and having a backup plan, then you should have flexibility and a backup plan. That is why, as a business person, you need to be ready. You need to know your cycle, you need to know your sector, you should know everything around you and be prepared for the worst. That even while sleeping and somebody wakes you up and say, look at what happened, you should know one or two, three things to do immediately to effect a change. So I will say conviction is important. Likewise, having a backup plan and be flexible, also very important. Just for example, I'm supposed to do this program live, but here is almost it's 2 a.m. I don't want to stop the neighbors, so I just have to do what? Have a backup plan by doing a video, just in case there is network problem not to play the video, then I should be ready to do the program live. So that's what makes us human. So I think, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabitha. And I'm very excited that we had to have this opportunity, to try out this format. So this is very exciting for us. Erica said, thank you. Thank you for addressing that question. With that, I don't see any other questions. So why don't I just go ahead and take this moment to say thank you, Tabitha. Thank you for all of you joining us today. It's been wonderful having you, and we look forward to having you all join us in the next 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we have a guest speaker at the same time, same channel. So please tune into your email, and we will be broadcasting that. So again, thank you very much. And Tabitha, get some rest. All right.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks for having me. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.